Men's basketball right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. We go from the biggest weight class down to the smallest. 125 pounds, and NC State will not send out Jared Trombley. They will go with Hohman, the freshman. Jack Wagner, the transfer from UNI, out there for North Carolina, grew up in Bettendorf, Iowa. Won 3 state championships for Bettendorf.
Similar to what we saw at 184, where you have a freshman versus an experienced wrestler. And we have Wagner in his 7th year against a freshman Hohman. Nice sweep single there. He's going to try and climb up the leg, and he gets the takedown. We're talking to Wagner today. Very articulate young man. Understands, where he's improved upon, knows his weaknesses, and knows where he's getting better.
We talked about the decision to transfer last year. Right around the Midlands tournament, he suffered an injury, staph in a knee, so that cost him about 5 to 6 months. He was away from the sport. Just did not want to go out that way, so it looked like initially he was going to go to Oklahoma, committed to the Sooners really early. Then he thought about it, reached out by North Carolina. Tony Ramos, the assistant coach, had known Wagner for a number of years. Wagner grew up watching Ramos from his days at the University of Iowa. So he was found a home in Chapel Hill, and he's had a good season, a resurgence for Jack Wagner. Into a waterfall position here, and we get a stalemate exactly halfway through the first period. You asked him, Rock, why North Carolina? Told you it was Oklahoma, and he mentioned a couple of key factors. Says you look at UNC coaching staff with Scott and Ramos, 2 of the best lightweight coaches in the country. He was very impressed with what they did with Keyshawn Clark last year. Remember, Clark was a drop down in a weight all the way into the national finals. So a couple of factors, and he made the decision to go to UNC. Good scramble here near the edge.
That was a good scramble. Here it is in his position right here. Here's the trip, but right when it tripped, Hohman goes and tucks his head and rolls through and gets the escape. Hohman's doing a good job to present himself. He just got to defend the shot to his right leg. Go right back to that right leg again. So, interesting, we're seeing a diversification of offense here by Wagner. Wagner was able to attack the left side against Colton Camacho a few weeks ago with Pitt, and he was attacking the left leg. But now we're seeing look at the little scramble acting about a freshman, though. Short time, and that's the end of the period.
Tony Ramos has worked very closely with Jack Wagner. In fact, take a look at this shot. Jack on the left, Lackland on the right, smack dab in the center with the Hawkeye sweatpants, Tony Ramos. Relationship goes way back. Wagner and McNeil, both of those wrestlers, talked about watching Tony in his great career, first with the Hawkeyes, a 3-time All-American, winning the NCAA title in 2014, and then continuing his success with international wrestling. And Ramos has been instrumental with a lot of the improvement that we've seen from Wagner, including the mental approach to the sport. That was something that Jack Wagner just beamed about with UNC coaches that brought in that area. And you brought up his match with Camacho a couple of weeks ago where things did not go his way early, and Wagner stayed in it, mentally dialed in. Ended up with a key win for the Tar Heels as he gets 2 more in a 6-3 lead.
Going back to diversification, the first 2 takedowns he had was to the right leg. That time he went to a lefty high C and then finished it with a double, keeping the freshman off balance. And while he's also accumulating riding time. So we talked about shooting to the left leg, but this time he went to a high C and then ended up going to a double, meaning 2 legs, as opposed to grabbing one and gets the control. Hohman needs to continue to work and get out, and he's still in this match. Just got the riding time at 1 minute exactly, 6-4. So what's happened with Hohman, he's now kind of found out the speed of Wagner, the timing, and he should be able to slow it down just a little bit. And Wagner just got to keep the action going. It's just moving, trying to move from one side to the other. Yeah, I mean, just keep it wrestling. You know, you don't want to just show up the official. When I say show up the official, you see when he's on there, you start to point to the official saying, come on. You do that to an official, the official is not going to get on your side. They're not going to make the call because you told them to make the call.
6-4, Wagner with the lead as we move into the 3rd period. A lot of questions concerning Jacob Camacho. He suffered a knee injury earlier this summer. He has been out, had surgery. His surgically repaired knee is healed. He was given a clearance earlier this week. We talked to Pat Popolizio, and we're told today that they will redshirt Camacho, so he will have 2 years of eligibility. He will continue to heal and get ready for next season. And the reason for that decision, probably the emergence of Jared Trombley, who led into the ACCs as the top seed. Hohman gets poked in the eye. Trombley 4-0, even though he's not in the lineup tonight. Trombley has really stepped up, dropping down a weight into the 25 class. So Camacho, who has been training with the team over the last month and a half, able to completely heal. No rush on his return, and we will see him next year.
Oh, good shot there. Hohman still attacking. I like the fact that he's not just going to let this happen. The quickness of Wagner, but no control. Nothing yet. Out of bounds, stalling against red, meaning that he avoided action by going out of bounds. So that's a stall call against NC State.
With a snap. Hohman looking for some offense here, trying to find the leg. Wagner buries the head. And snaps down, tries to get to the outside. Nothing there. Hohman back up to his feet. Tries to hit that duck, but Wagner is right there with him. Again, brings him right back down to his knees.
That little duck that you said right there, it was just to avoid being pushed out. So the natural flow of action. So the referee said that's an action call, meaning that it was just a natural flow of the match. I like that little thing that Jack Wagner does. He goes to one side, immediately goes to the other side, trying to do a super duck here. He's still working here. Senior night for Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner gets another win for UNC. Jack Wagner with a nice win for UNC to get them 2 matches with 1 more to go. UNC, NC State dominated.